Hey team, new cycle coming up. I'm so excited. This one is called a Wendlar Cycle, or it's going to be a kind of a modification from the Wendlar Cycle. And it says 531. This is one of the most common training cycles that are out there. And we're going to just go through kind of what this means and how you're going to approach this. So it starts the 22nd of July. And we are gonna have two lifts and two Olympic lifts. So what do we expect from this cycle? First of all, so usually you want to add about 5 kilos per cycle for the deadlift and the squat. Then we're going to have also the snatch and the power clean that we're going to also improve. And here we also expect to have about 2 to 5 kilos per cycle. And how this looks like, we're going to have two cycles. Looks like following. There's going to be first of all, a test week to start with. This will be the week of 22nd of July. And then the week after that, each repetition or each workout will be like this. It's going to be 10 repetitions plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. And the last one is a 5 plus, meaning you're going to do 5 or as many as you can. And this is in general for the Wendlar cycle, always typical thing. When you come to that last rep, you're going to max out. Now, from percentage, this percentage will start fairly low. And what I wrote here is also 90%. So we want to have a calculated max rep from 90% of our max rep, meaning when we do our test week, the first week, and we do like 100 kilos deadlift, my percentages will be counted 90% from that, so 90 kilos. And then we're going to have in the week 2, where it's going to be 65%, 75%, 85% in these cycles. At the end of the fourth cycle, we're going to start week 5, and we're going to add 5 kilos depending on your where you were. So in this case, if my 1 rep max was 100, I'm going to put 5 kilos on my 90%. So that's going to be 95 kilos. And we're going to restart the cycle. We're going to restart the cycle and build it up again. Week 8 is going to be a bit of a deload week. So we're actually going to drop down in intensity. We're still going to do the movements, but we want to give the body a bit of rest and recovery, but still doing the movements, not super heavy. And then week 9, big retest week. Key points here is that we don't want to go too heavy. It should be 2 O's here. It should not be too heavy, so don't mess up the percentages. You have to follow them if you want to see progress. And you can try your own thing, of course, but again, based on data from hundreds and thousands of people that do not follow percentages will probably not have as good of a gain and strength progression. On the Ollie lifts, we're not going to work on touch and go because we're going to do multiple repetitions, but it's actually going to be single reps. And same thing here, we're going to follow this kind of structure. It's not going to be 10 plus 5, 5, 5, but it's going to have a bit of its own structure, but it's going to follow the same kind of principle of starting fairly low in weights, but we're going to work for maximum explosivity and power in these lifts. And I'm super excited to see again, because last week we had so many PRs. And I'm excited to see what this brings to our population. My expectation is the following, that if you're very novice to these movements, you're going to be able to do actually even more than predicted in weight gain, because it's basically just your how do you say, your central nervous system is getting prepared, your brain and body and muscle connection is going to be better. So you're actually stronger than you think already. We're just going to connect the dots a bit better and build strength. For the guys who have been doing strength training for a long while, this will still give them some gains. All right. If you miss 1 week, you basically want to step back 1 week in percentages. But yeah, we will go through that week by week. Okay. Keep on working on on your lifts. Excited to see what you can do. Feel free to reach out also if you're unsure of what this all means. Yeah, 4 different lifts basically, and 9 weeks of fun. Okay, let's get going with this, guys.